Hi, family. It is about 3:30 a.m. I'm just going to give you this quick update, and then I'm going to get back to work. So here's where we're at. The channel, the velocity is starting to just take off. And the reason for that is not only the content, what I'm offering, which, by the way, Manny has checked, and to his knowledge, there is virtually no one else out there giving the grandmother's perspective. Now, if you think about this, it's pretty amazing. It's back in the days when I took on doing naughty parties. There was nobody then either. There were a few people, but anyway, so this is uncharted territory. Thus far, I've been keeping track during the course of the last over month, the residual effects of Oprah's Estrangement episode, and everyone that was going to say anything gave their opinion within the first week or so, and they all went pretty much. It was bad. It was really bad, especially when Oprah's team shut down the comments. And they not only shut those comments down, they disabled the comments, which means thousands of comments just disappeared. So what they did was say, let's have this conversation. Let's talk about this. This is happening in this country so much now that Mother of God, we all see it. It's 27%. And then once they had that conversation and they posted that to YouTube, they had no idea what was going to happen. They had no idea what they'd unleashed. And to protect the brand, which I understand as someone who has been in that kind of business, I get protecting the brand. But understanding, we've been crushed under the weight of understanding. They silenced the grandmothers. In the timing, oh my God, you guys, it just is tragic. The timing right at the holidays. There can be no question we lost grieving grandparents to suicide during this time, which is why I felt the urgency. Just been doing this a long time, and it happens every year. But this year, they added insult to injury by putting that up there, and then saying, let's talk. And the grandparents finally felt they had a place to go and say something. And the ones that were brave enough to speak, because every time you do speak, you get attacked. There's this thing called brigading, which I didn't even know was a thing until I started learning about how to protect you. And it is an organized assault that goes in and just basically, well, it doesn't matter anyway. Here's what I'm sharing with you right now. I'm going to put out, I'm shooting for later today. It may not happen until tomorrow, but I'm going to put out, basically it's called the assignment. I don't know what I'll label it for SEO optimization, but it's basically the assignment. Here's what it is. This is high quality. This is documentary level Netflix, whatever stuff, So I put a lot of time and effort into this. This is a proven theory. I want a ton of interaction. We need interaction, but I am solely interested in the feedback from those who did the assignment, which means they're part of this, for lack of a better term, control group. I can only have a certain number to interact with and keep track of, because the only thing I want to know from that control group is that I just want you to tell me that I served you well. Also, the control group will help lead the conversation. I don't want to shut comments down when this major episode comes out, when the Oprah response episode comes out, which is not far away. I've said it in some of the other episodes. I've got 21 pages of single-spaced script. I have all the assets, the clips from the audios, the show. I have the images. I mean, there's like 100 assets in the file. So, I mean, I have everything I need. I just have to put it together. But before I can do that, I need to let the ones know who are going to be in this control group. Basically, I don't know. Manny keeps wanting to make this thing a war. So I guess you're lieutenants. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I need you to complete what will be in this assignment episode that I'll put out today. Not hard. You just need to watch some clips that aren't very long, and put the safety protocols in place for yourself on the channel. I will show you how to do that. It's very easy. Um, and then I want you to help lead the conversation. And what I mean by that is they shut those comments down because it just got out of control. It was on fire. They didn't know what to do, and they were panicking. And so they had to disable the comments, and they all just went away. Anyway, so I don't want to do that. I want us to have this conversation, and I have made it clear time and again, and I will repeat that when this main episode comes out, that we speak the language of love. I am fully aware of the rage and the anger, and Mother of God, when you find out what I have to tell you, you're going to grieve like I did. There's no question about it. And so I need women who are able to, with love and compassion, thoughtfulness, discipline. I need women who are able to go to the comment section and steer those comments. In other words, you see somebody starting down one path, and you go in there and make just a little bit of correction and try to get it back onto the focus of where we're searching for answers. Because here's the bottom line: I don't like to live in the problem. There's no peace in the problem. There's no serenity. There's no progress in the problem. So I like to live in the solution. I'm all about finding resolutions. So that is where we need to be when these comments start being made. And there is no conceivable way that me as one person can go in there and keep track of everything. I cannot do it. And that's why Oprah's team, for God's sake, they had a whole team. I'm just one person, right? That's why they shut that down. They couldn't do it either. So the only way that this is going to work is if I can get a core number of women who will dedicate themselves. And I don't mean you need to be by the computer 24/7. That's not what I mean. The first few days are the most vital. And let me tell you how I know this works. I have several advocacy pages. I've had them for years. And I learned the hard way how to steer that conversation. And some people can call it the cancel culture. I don't give a shit what they call it. I can tell you this. This is what I've noticed. Human nature dictates this. So if someone comes into a comment thread and they're watching all of these comments, they've watched the episode, they've got an opinion, they go in there and they look at the comments. Okay, human nature is that the vast majority of comments, however that's going, that person will tend to lean that way because they don't want to go against the crowd. That's human nature. So you can help turn that conversation. I did it on, as an example, there's my grandparents' advocacy page. So I fixed it so on some posts, they couldn't comment. They were just informational posts. I didn't want comments. I didn't want opinions. I don't need opinions. Everybody's got an opinion. Dime a dozen. And what Isaac Asimov said, there's always been this culture running throughout the United States that my opinion is just as good as your knowledge. Yeah, no, it's not. So in order to steer this conversation, and it will only take a few days, okay, of dedicated attention to the comment thread. And once I've already, by the way, taken care of a large number of words that these brigaders, adult little offenders use, and those are words they can't even comment. They won't even be able to comment. They think they'll be commenting. They see their comment, but nobody else will, and so there will be literally no reaction to it. And so that's what I can do. But there will be some that get through that won't use certain words, and they'll get through, and those are the ones I need you to steer the conversation that way. Hopefully, I'm hoping, I really am hoping, you guys, unlike Oprah, who is a journalist, and she did what good journalists do as far as it went. Getting two sides, right? You always want to have, if you're doing a report, and you always want to have both sides, right? That's just good journalism, if that's your occupation. Since I'm a hillbilly journalist and I am all about putting families back together, I'm not going to give you the other side. The other side was created and indoctrinated, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you exactly how that happened. I don't want to meet the other side, because what I have to say to them, you certainly can't say on camera. When I say the other side, I'm not talking about the adult littles. That's not what I mean. Those are in a large percentage of cases, they just, it sounds funny, but you can't even count them into the formula because they've been indoctrinated. It's like they were indoctrinated into a cult. And I don't care what they have to say about that. It is true. And I will prove to you that it is true. So here's the deal. I am going to upload this so that you can take a look. You will know then that if you want to be, if you consider yourself to be, and some of you are, I know your first names. I don't know most of your last names, but I know those of you that I've interacted with in the comments, and there are certain ones of you that I'm just desperately hoping you choose to be one of these, I don't know, lieutenants. Maybe we'll come up with something else. I don't know. That was Manny's word. And it's vital that I have you. It's vital. I cannot do this alone, you guys. If I don't have help, if I don't have those who go in there and help to guide the conversation, then we'll end up having to disable the comments, I believe. Hopefully not. I don't know. I haven't dug into it. If it happens, it happens. The site crashes, whatever. I'm just trying to do every preventative measure that I can. And so I'm just asking you, if you are one of my core people that is ready to stand up, you have to be able to stand up and speak your truth. And you have to be able to do it in a way that does not attack the children. You cannot do that. If any person in my control group makes comments that are attacking in any way the children, they will not be a part of my control group. I don't have an issue if you want to attack the therapy industry, that section of the industry that I'll show you are just vultures. Go after them big time. But no, don't attack Oprah. Don't do it. Don't attack the children. Don't do it. Because if you do, you will not be a part of the control group. And also, the same warning applies. So there is on my channel, you get one warning. So if you say something that is bad, whatever, not adding to the conversation, not the language of love, not productive, if you do that, if that's your choice, you get one warning from me. And then if you choose to do it again, you're banned. I don't mess around. I don't play with the drama. I'm not interested in that. And on YouTube, it's fascinating to me because when you're banned on YouTube, you can still watch the channel. You can still see everything. You just can't comment. And that sucks, right? It sucks. We've already been silenced. We've already had years where we didn't get to speak our truth. So you're going to get a chance to speak your truth. All I'm telling you is, all I'm saying is, you have to put that truth in a way that speaks to your experience, your devastation, what happened to you, the results, everything that happened. I mean, that's what's going to kick this conversation into high gear. Because when I put this episode out, this plea basically to Oprah, I'm going to show, it won't be much, but I'm going to show like how it has had a personal effect on me. So I'm going to show that personal kind of stuff, and you won't understand it now, but I'm going to try to help them visualize what we've lost. Do you understand? So I'm doing that for you, and it needs to be magnified by the millions so that Oprah realizes the gravity of the situation, and that not only did she make a mistake, and she did not do it on purpose, you guys. You're wrong about that. If that's what you think, you're wrong. And I'll prove it to you. Not only did she make a mistake, but she made that mistake during the holidays, which exacerbated the damage, which is overwhelming during the holidays. We lose souls who cannot take the pain anymore during the holidays. And when they disabled those comments, when they shut that conversation down, there can be no question that somebody somewhere gave up. So that's all I have to say. I just wanted to kind of keep you updated. If you would like to be one of the control group, I would like you to comment on this. I need to start collecting those people, those souls, those heroes. I need to start collecting you. I'm thinking I can't take more than 20. Because I've got to interact. So if you are interested, if you would like to be one of these 20 lieutenants, there's got to be a better name. Let me know, and I'll start a master list. We're close. We're very close. This is the last day of 2025 as I record this. I read my readings, those morning readings I do, and with each one, it was so neat to be able to take my bookmark and go back to the front, right? So tomorrow I start fresh. It's just, there's something about starting fresh. And grieving grands, we're about to start fresh in a way that I know is impossible for you to believe. But it has arrived. The reckoning is here.